More money in your pocket. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Let's have a look at this article from news.com.au about super changes. Apparently we're all going to be worse off, everyone. We're all going to be worse off $1,630 according to Samantha. Now, as I've said in several videos in the past, I would prefer it if people had more direct control over whether they have to go into super or not. Wouldn't it be great if you could maybe get all the tax advantages of super and then spend that money instantly in the economy? Spend it on your needs, maybe your food or your housing, rather than having it squirreled away and managed by bank-controlled super funds or other funds, union-controlled funds, or even forced to manage it yourself. You still don't have free access to that money. It's forced savings. And I know there'll be people that say, oh, I don't want to pay people's pension. But those people that you're worried about that won't save themselves, they'll have their forced super and then they'll just blow it all anyway, and you'll probably be paying their pension then. What would you rather, though? People have more control over their money? People able to save more? So, it frustrates me. You've got generations of the past are complaining about, whinging young people about having to get into a house, how expensive it is. We did it back in our day. Yeah, but you weren't having 10% of your wage locked away that you could never touch until you're 100 years old, pretty much. Makes a difference. That's the savings. 10% of every paycheck is something you should be saving for a house or for a deposit. How many people retire, have a whole lot of super, and then just instantly use it to pay off the house? Sure, they may be a little bit ahead with the interest differences, particularly with lower mortgages, but still, think about the stress. If you paid off your mortgage a decade or 15 years instead of 30 years, think about the reduced stress on your life, the improved health and well-being you'd have. Maybe that's one argument for having more money in your pocket. So let's have a look at this. Treasurer Josh Frydenberg has opened the door to ripping... Samantha, come on. $1,630 a year from the average worker's nest egg by delaying a guaranteed increase to superannuation. Okay. This money that goes into super, it is part of your wage. If it wasn't if it wasn't forced into the superannuation, that's more money that could be paid to you directly. That's it. This is your money. This is not the boss magically paying you more money. They're going to take account of any super increase into potential future pay rises. I know, I've employed people. I see the whole figure. I don't give a crap if some of it goes to super or not. I encourage staff to have a super fund that they can see. One of the advantages of having one tied to your bank account is whenever you do your spending, you see how much super you have, so you actually know you're getting paid. I had friends who hadn't got paid super in years. Got fired, the architecture firms went under, nothing. And as exclusively revealed by news.com in July, a retirement incomes report has warned of a trade-off between an increase in the super guarantee and low wage growth. Yes, wage growth is non-existent. If you increase super, you're going to disincentivize wage increases. You're going to disincentivize people from employing Australians. This is the thing. The more regulation, red tape, and issues you place on employing people in this country will result in work that can be offshored, will be offshored. I know people, I've met them, who have all of their team overseas. I've competed with firms that get all the drafting done overseas. The scheduled increase in superannuation due to increase from 9.5 to 12% by 2025 was taken to the last election, but could now be delayed as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Well, here's the thing. If you want more money in your super and your nest egg, pay it in yourself. Ask for a pay rise and then make a voluntary contribution to it. You can do that. Why not? Why don't you go to your boss now, see what happens in the middle of the beginning of a recession? Mr. Frydenberg said the 600-page report, Retirement Incomes Report, made clear there was a trade-off between employers paying for higher super, which means lower income workers in particular are less likely to secure wage increases. That's reality, everyone. Do people not see that? You either get it now, think about it, get it now, or lock it in your super. And you better hope you're making a return that beats inflation. We will make a decision about that in light of current circumstances before the scheduled increase takes place. I note that this report is one voice and there have been many others in this space, including the Governor of the Reserve Bank, who has pointed out clearly the trade-off between a person's wages and the superannuation guarantee. The key point also to underline here is that we are living in a very different economic environment than when we were this time last year. We've been subject as a nation and a global economy to a once-in-a-century economic shock with COVID-19. In recent months, the Treasurer has signalled he might be prepared to delay or defer the increase as a result of the pandemic, and concerns it would put downward pressure on wage growth. Well, wage growth is a joke, guys. It really is. A rate of compulsory superannuation that would result in people having an increase in their living standards in retirement may involve an unacceptable reduction in living standards prior to retirement, particularly for lower income earners, the report said. This is based on the view supported by the weight of evidence that increases in the super guarantee rate results in low wage growth and would affect living standards in working life. I thought that was just accepted. Isn't that accepted? Although there's a whole bunch of people that, think we're too dumb to manage our own money. Stupid plebs, you're not allowed to manage your own money. You need to give it to a banker to manage. The weight of evidence suggests the majority of increases in the super guarantee come at the expense of growth in take-home wages. The view is based on empirical research, economic theory, evidence across a number of countries, and the original policy intent of superannuation guarantees. Increases in the superannuation guarantee rate will increase lifetime government support for higher income earners by more than lower and middle income earners. In August, Scott Morrison dropped his biggest hint that he's considering dumping the super increase in a move that Labor warns could cost young couples up to $200,000. I mean, but it doesn't matter. Having a superannuation guarantee increase is meaningless to people who can't get a job, or if you can't even save any of your money to get ahead, can't even get into a house. People are getting so desperate to get into a house because it's so bloody expensive, and you're just shielding away more and more of their money. More and more. Why not let people manage their own money? Why not force the super companies to compete? But I mean, the unions are all in bed in these super funds too, so I mean, come on. They're no different to the banks, guys. I don't know. They're the same. They're one and the same. They're both big groups that suck money out of normal people. But he stressed that he hoped it would not be necessary. Mr. Morrison said he would make a final decision on the basis of what was the best decision to protect workers' employment in the COVID-19 economy. See, this is the thing. Why are our political leaders deciding how you get to use your money? That's the question. It just seems so paternalistic to me. I will do, and the government will do what is in the best interests of people getting jobs and staying in jobs, he said in August. You've got to look at the situation as you find it. The situation today is different to what it was previously. That doesn't necessarily mean you go down the path, but you have to deal with the situation as you find it. That doesn't make any sense. Labor has warned the impact on retirement incomes over a lifetime could be as much as $200,000 for a young couple in their 30s today. In retirement, industry super funds say that would mean losing up to 20% of their income between $7,000 to $10,000 a year. Yeah, well, industry super funds, completely biased here, said some of the findings on the legislator's super guarantees increase and government selective released overnight seem ill-founded. Well, I tell you what, if you're really worried, if the industry super funds are really worried about people, why don't you decrease your fees? Why don't you just decrease your fees? Doing your part for the economy, going, okay, we're giving free fees for all our members for the next 2 years. We'll make that money in trading and you won't have to pay any fees. What do you reckon? Think that'll happen? The review states that super increases are at the expense of wages growth, claiming working life income will be 2% higher if the super rate does not lift, as legislated from 9.5 to 12%. Industry Super Australia Chief Executive Bernie Dean said, the SGE increase will boost the average 30-year-old couple's retirement balance by $200,000. Yeah, but will that $200,000 be worth anything in that time? For many, that's the difference between a dignified retirement and one just scraping by. No, it's not. $200,000, really? The difference is owning a home. That's the difference. Homeowners were also found to have better retirement outcomes compared with those who were still renting, according to the report, underlying the Morrison government's support for using super to save for a housing deposit. Homeowners also have the opportunity to access the equity in their home to supplement retirement income and maintain longevity risk, although few currently do so. And manage longevity risk. If this potential were realized, housing would take on an even more important role in the retirement income system, the report said. A major misunderstanding is the view that retirement income involves a return from investment superannuation balance, rather than drawing down those balances to fund living standards in retirement. The Morrison government has allowed workers to withdraw up to $20,000 from their super accounts if they are in financial distress as a result of COVID-19. As a result, a 25-year-old who withdrew 20 grand now has lost almost $100,000 in retirement savings by the time they retire, unless they put it all in Bitcoin at 3 grand, and then boom, shot up. A 30-year-old will be $79,000 worse off, and a 40-year-old will be $55,000 worth off. So there we have it, everyone. More money in your pockets, and Labour and the union funds say no. No. Bad pleb. Don't you dare control your own money. Bad, it's our money. What do you reckon, everyone? Do you think people are too stupid to manage their own money? Or, I guess we're in a world where there's no consequences for anything. No one wants to have to learn the hard lessons. Or is it just so tough to get ahead because so much of what we earn is taken off us? 12%. What do you reckon? If people want to put 12% in there, they would put 12% in there. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. You can buy a merch from HeiseSays or Teespring. You can use a gold pass from the Perth Mint or support us via PayPal. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.